What's
Yeah.
good? Welcome to Mosaic Minds, everyone. I'm your host, Vince. I'm not very energetic, and I'm here with my best pal, Tristan.
Hello, everybody.
In the last episode, we got really serious, and this might be a little warning. Tristan might get a little giggle out of this, as he might break down a bit because of the story. Because the story is very personal to him, so I'm just explaining those who really want to know why he might cry midway.
Hey, I might just. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It's up to you, bro. Really, I mean, if you feel like you have to do it, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I mean, it's healthy to cry, so I'm not going to... I
really do. But, anyway, so, the episode we just did, I was talking about the first one, the first true one, I should say, that I ever had. And, one thing I went over, I explained everything in my story. However, I didn't explain one thing. And that is, for those of you that have been listening to Mosaic Minds for a long time,
ever since we started back in September, I think.
September, October. Anyway, for those of you that have been listening to us for a long time, you likely already know that I am in the military. Here over in Canada. For those of you that don't know, yes, Canada does have a military. And actually, if you look up statistics, and if you look up everything else, we're actually rated as pretty much one of the most skilled militaries in the world. So, suck on that, bitches. I'm sorry, I just gonna mash my thought.
It's fine, man, it's fine.
For a split second. Anyway. One thing I will admit, this annoys the absolute hell out of me. The current boyfriend, because apparently this is still going on, according to the Facebook profile, and I think this is actually why this girl doesn't talk to me anymore. Megan is her name. I strongly think this is why she doesn't talk to me anymore, is because of her boyfriend. And, her boyfriend decided to do something really douchey, in my mind anyway. He decided that he was going to join the Canadian Forces under military police, and further than that, he was going to join as an officer when he had no experience whatsoever. Personally, I'm one of the few people that believe, actually I'm one of the majority of people, I should say, that believe that an officer right off the bat out of university who's never served at all doesn't deserve to command anybody. Because chances are, when this guy finishes everything, he's going to be commanding people that are serving like fucking 30 years by the time that he's actually commanding them. And if he doesn't ask advice from them, he is fucked. That actually makes me statistically happy. But anyway, I will admit, I know this guy's name completely. I know more or less what he looks like. Via Facebook. Gotta love Facebook. I will swear to God, even if I get charged up my ass for it, in some ways, there's a part of me that if I ever meet him on the job, there's a part of me that wants to shake his hand and say thank you for taking care of this girl. And because he cheated on her, and because he's who he is in her life, there's another part of me that just wants to beat the absolute shit out of him. Just because I don't think someone like that deserves to be a soldier.
It's, in your case, Tris, it's yin and yang. Your mind's very confused on what, if you ever did meet him in person, even on the job.
My mind is extremely confused, especially with that, because there's a part of me that accepted it, because he was taking care of her last time I was with her, but I know that he cheated on her, and at the same time I'm like, what the fuck, like, this is an extraordinarily intelligent, attractive young woman, why would you ever fuck her over like that? What hurts even more is that I was around the time that she had been cheated on.
It's the only purpose I can assume is because he doesn't see what you see. It's mainly the main reason. For me, personally. I've been in that position before. It's not a pretty sight hearing that someone has cheated on you, or even greater than that, it's that you don't, like, that person does not see what you see in that person, you know?
Yeah, I suppose that is indeed true.
It's just how it is, man. I mean, for me, if I fell in love with another person, only and probably if I could describe it very, very well through stories, which I have done, by the way.
I actually finished exactly what I'm speaking of, but I haven't speaking of for the last episode in a little bit.
You made a story about her.
I did. I made an entire, almost fictionalized story about our entire relationship. And
it's on Wattpad if you ever want to read it.
It is indeed on Wattpad. It's the story is called Hanging by a Thread, and it's submitted by the username Lewis807. The reason is because Lewis807 is actually my military identification. Though, to give you a bit of a, grasp of how real the story really is. I have a very good memory for dialogue, above all things, and very good memory for scenes, especially things that are important to me. The scene that the two characters, myself and my girlfriend at the time, my ex, sorry, the scene where the two of them break up over an instant message chat, I actually took every single line of dialogue from Skype records. So that scene is actually what we said to one another on the night that she left me.
And for those who really don't think that, Tritz is being this and that, he wrote this, basically, so, and I'm only defending you because there's probably some asshole out there who's like, it's calling you a pussy and shit.
No, if anything, the story actually ends with the line, I think the line is something similar to, it's okay to be in love with your ex, because no matter who you're involved with in any time of your life, even if you're not romantically involved, you will still love them in some manner or another because you grew that much together. So you're always gonna think about them in some way.
And that is completely true.
The moral of the story, because I read Catcher and Mariah at the time and I had just moved away from home, the moral of the story was simply that it is okay to love your ex, because that's a normal thing. And also, I do have to say, for anyone that has this sort of a feeling, let's say you're dating someone, and for some reason you are in love with them, or at least you think you are, because love is probably the most confusing emotion that a human being has.
Yes.
For those of you who are in love with someone while you're dating them, or you think you are, and you suddenly find yourself attracted to and loving another person as well, that is completely normal, because human beings are biologically built to be polyamorous. For those of you who don't know what polyamorous is,
Break it down for them, Tris.
I'll break it down. It's the practice of having multiple lovers.
For me, it's the same way. I can't fall in love with one girl. It's just impossible in my mind.
Exactly.
I dated my ex. I loved other girls as equal. It was hard for me, and I would get romantic with them if I had to, but I didn't really did.
It's funny because let's say I'm romantically involved with somebody, and I suddenly find myself really, really, really caring for someone else, and sorry, I had to take a swig right there. Let's say I find myself really, really caring for someone else. The weird thing is, because of my job, I would not, absolutely under any circumstances, most times, I have occasionally, but most times I would not tell the first person about the second person. Even if I got physically involved with that person, I wouldn't don't. But the thing that disturbs me most is that, let's say I was dating person A, and then I fell in love with person B and slept with them. One thing that disturbs me the absolute most, like to my core, is that I would not by any means feel guilty about it. And in some ways I feel like I should, in a lot of ways, actually. But at the same time, I also sit there thinking two things. One is, being polyamorous is normal for a human being. And really, what is love except for really, really, really deeply caring about something?
Even if it's sexual, man. I mean, it's...
Exactly, and if anything, sexuality is just an absolutely pure expression between that and the person you're attracted to of, I really care for you. So I find it's completely, it's normal. Like, if I'm married to somebody and they sleep with somebody else, it's kind of like, okay, well, fuck. If I'm dating somebody and we're kind of sort of serious and they sleep with somebody else, if anything, I would be like, okay, was this a stranger or is this someone you've known for, a really, really long time? If it's someone you've known for a really long time and they're really, really, really close friends with them, I'll actually just be like, okay, I completely understand. Like, I wouldn't really mind. It's hard to explain.
I can get where you come from, at least for me, from my personal standpoint, and I see where Triss is coming from.
Though it also feels really weird a little bit.
It does. I can envision the awkwardness of that scenes that's going on, but
yeah, I mean, like for example, I'm really, really sorry to cut you off here, Vince.
Go ahead.
But you know that like the guest that we had recently, I think we might have deleted the episode.
We deleted the episodes.
I'm kind of more or less seeing someone slightly named Maya, and in this case, we actually had a discussion about it tonight when we were to see each other. I totally should have gone to class, but I totally didn't. Anyway.
You guys, your class is not a young podcast.
Yeah. But anyway. We were discussing it, and we decided, you know what, the best thing that we can think of that fits what we are is an open relationship, because if anything, we're just testing the water. Anyway, so,
Is it like a swinger kind of thing?
Kind of, sort of. And one thing I'm going to say is, and by the time this airs, I'm sure someone will listen to this, maybe even my mom will listen to this. And one thing I feel really weird about is one of my friends is coming to visit me tomorrow before they move over to Quebec City. So, one thing I don't like about it is that I have been attracted to this person for a while. We have slept together before, once. It was in a really, 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 really small apartment, and she was smoking weed. I got secondhand high. It was the first time I'd ever had something like that. I didn't even realize what was going on. And we ended up sleeping together. And ever since then, we've kind of been attracted to each other, but also kind of, apprehensive against each other. Was it really funny? We're good friends. We're friends, but we're also kind of, we don't get along in some ways. Anyway, so this...
That's kind of like frenemies with benefits. I think that's the first time I've ever heard that.
In a sense, yeah. And one thing that really bothers me is that she's coming to visit me tomorrow. And, when she asked, because she asked me on Facebook today, like, hey, can I come over and, we can hang out before I move? And I was like, I have no problem with this. Like, here's my address, just to remind you, here's my phone number to remind you. And she actually typed out, I'm looking forward to this, and then typed out a heart. And I was just like, you've never done that before, I don't know where this is going. The problem is that, if anything were to happen, I'd keep it quiet, and B, I'd feel almost nothing, which disturbs me a little bit. Because shouldn't is
How do I
a
put this?
super serious episode right now.
Yeah, for those who really want silliness, click on the other episodes, or watch our Let's Plays. That's where we're really serious. No, we're really serious. Not serious, very silly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm going a little back and hasty, because, I'm trying to think of how to comprehend this, but, sorry for the ums, fucking A. Terrible at this today.
Trust me, it's a habit that's hard to break. I only
Curse teenage dialects.
No.
What I'm trying to say here is, what you're experiencing is because you're so used to having something like that, exchanging a constant partner. I would assume, you could, kick my ass later if I word that wrong.
I was quite a player once upon a time, so yeah.
Maybe that's why you're so apathetic towards it, because you're because that feeling is still there, that you still got so accustomed to it that you have become apathetic. Now, in my mind, I would be mortified. For me, if I was really in love with someone and I slept with someone else, I would be mortified.
Well,
in my personal opinion, I would be mortified. But the reason why she's giving you the heart, maybe because she either changed in a sense or something.
Or just missed me. I mean, we haven't seen each other for...
Maybe that, or... maybe it's that. Entirely, I would not be surprised if it's that.
Well, it might be, but at the same time, one thing that I find that I should bring up is, okay, well, going back to the other ex that I had, Megan, on the way to this version we were, right?
Yeah.
After she left me and I threw all the rolls out the window, I ended up sleeping with another ex of mine who I persuaded, because I believed this at the time, that sleeping with her would, make me feel better. I thought that.
Like that.
I don't know why I thought that. But I'm not going to question it because that's just going to be weird. Anyway. So, I ended up sleeping with this girl, and for a very, 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 very long time, I was sleeping with a lot of close friends here and there, like, rarely, but, like 3 or 4. And every single time, it felt oddly empty. Just, like, I felt like I was, when it was happening, I was sitting there thinking, this will finally work. And every single time after it was over, it was like, I don't feel anything. Like, I feel completely numb inside. And,
I guess what happened with you, Tris, and, this happened a little bit in my life, too, so I know where Tris is coming from about emptiness. I is a sex addict, and...
Yeah, I actually do think that I'm a sex addict, to be honest.
Yeah, but you believe me, she's really bad. She even asked me, like, after I came, she's like, how long does it take for your dick to get hard again? Yeah, it got that bad, so...
I'm not that bad.
No, she's really terrible. I mean, even after we broke up, she slept with another guy, so...
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not going to continue on my sort of Tris time, but, so, Tris, in my mind, why you always thought that is because it's empty, because you thought it would work, because you never had it with her,
I've thought that for a long time.
Maybe that's why. I'm not the perfect psychologist here. All I can do is have a good grasp of what's going on here. I mean, a psychologist would help you better than I can.
Of course. And,
but I'm just saying what happened is, you never had it with her, and you wanted to have it with her. Specifically her. No one else in the world could have it but her, right? And she, broke up with you and all that before you could even do it. And
because
the whole thing about, sorry to cut you off, the whole thing about you is that you've lost your ideals, and you just, if you slept with someone else, you would, hoping that it would fix that desire, but it never really did. And the thing you need, in my mind, is closure.
Yeah.
Ask her why and all this and that, and maybe that might fix your problem. I mean, Most males and females have a high sex drive. Females have a higher sex drive than males, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, this is true. They just hide it a little better.
But I think you need a little closure on her. If you ever, for any viewers out there to know who this person Triss is talking about, really have her, all that. I'm really branching out to the fans. If you know who Triss is talking about, probably go ahead and ask her and put in a comment or something, and we'll.
Or if anything, just if you guys want to, if you guys want to share your own stories, we would love to have any of you on the show, just to be able to talk, if nothing else.
Really, if you see how me and Triss have fun, even with our guests, they have a great time. Triss's father, Adrian.
Adrian's our most popular for some.
Yes, he's our most popular because he's very energetic and fun, but we can't have him on here now because it's, serious. But for those who want to be on the show, or at least we want you all to get involved with the discussion. We don't want you all to be alienated and just listen to two best friends talk for about 30 minutes or so. We want you all to get involved.
But I completely agree on that.
Because if this was that, then we wouldn't be doing this. We would just be talking to each other over Skype. We wouldn't be doing something like this.
Exactly.
If you wanted to hear two people talk, it can be silly and serious here and there.
Exactly. And we have our show serious and some of the show serious. Though, one thing I found amusing in my own life is that two women that I deeply fell in love with, Megan being one and another being named Sienna. That's another story which might take a little bit to explain. If you want to know, I can tell you. But
we have 8 minutes, man. We might have to go to another episode if you want to explain it.
Hey, I don't mind going to another episode. But I will summarize what I was going to say, and that's the funny thing is, the two women that I really, really deeply fell in love with, I never did end up sleeping with either of them. And both times it was because they sat there thinking, I'm not ready for this, and I accepted it. Because I think I'm one of the few males where I don't want to push anyone into that. Because admittedly, after I got through with it the first time, after I had sex for the first time, I sat there going, I don't understand really, why everyone makes such a big deal out of this, because...
That was my first impression too, bro.
Yeah, it's like, this was the thing, okay, cool, like, why does everyone make such a big deal out of this? But many people, and I think myself included, they do regret their first time, but at the same time, I know myself included in this, I don't regret it, only because at the very least, then I realized what everyone was talking about who had sex at the time. Whereas, would you also think I regret it because I didn't have sex with that one person?
In a sense, I can see what you mean, Triss. For me, I regret when I lost mine. Because, I regret it because this woman never really liked me, in a sense. She just wanted me for sex because she knew I'd give it anyway.
Yeah, well,
and I knew sex wasn't a big deal, but then, it's not, for those who really want to know, who have never had sex or something, it's not really a big deal if it's empty, but when you really love someone, it's like, you die a little inside because you lose a bit of you. In a sense, but, Triss, maybe that's why you need a little closure on both those lost loves, in a sense.
Maybe. I've always thought that.
That's all I got to suggest to you, man. At least ask him, all this and that. Talk to him.
I swear to God, when I finally did see a therapist,
Listen, let's show them this podcast, man. Let's show them this episode, and they'll fucking understand.
Really?
Really, they're not gonna care if it's like someone else talking to you because they know you're, just show them this, why this happened. Listen to this, and but listen. Those are hearing weird rumbles. That's my stomach. Shut up, stomach. Anyway, so It's for anyone who wants to join the show. We have our Skype names in our little profile thing. Go ahead and add us both if you can. Or shut the fuck up. Every second. I have a door in there, okay? For those who want to know, I have a door in there. Food comes in, they knock on the door opens, and they flood through. I'll wait for the stomach to stop. Alright, so... Shut the...
Dude, I can't hear it anyway.
Yeah, you can't hear it, I can't. It's fucking annoying. It's like you're doing a podcast. I didn't put oil on the door. So, for those who really want to be on part of the show, even if it's a comment, we'll read it. To be honest, we don't want to even talk about it.
We will read it, we will reply to it. Hell, we'll even email you anything to bloody well like. I mean, if you want a picture of a deer saying, "Sweetie, sweetie, I'm living over that booty," hell,
that's just pornography. We're not sending you that.
It's a deer, for frick's sake. But anyway.
The deer's expression.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, yeah, we'll do anything in a sense.
Sounds kind of begging at this point.
Wow, this is weird.
What?
I'm talking to someone that I dated for a little while, and we're still really good friends. Actually, she's the one that commented on Smoker's jokes. I mean, this is technically speaking personal, but at the same time, I don't really care, because it's the subject we're talking about.
We only have 3 minutes left, so...
But, anyway, she's more or less, in a sense, being affectionate, and I sadly think if nothing's happening between us, like, please don't do that right now. And she was like, "I'm sorry, like, I don't mean to aggravate you." And I told her, well, I've been recording Mosaic Minds, I ended up talking about Megan, and I just don't know what's going on. I'm just emotional right now. And she said, "I can go if you need me to." I said, "No, please don't." And I said, "Well, I want affection, I also I really don't know." And her response, which is what I haven't responded to, was, "We want a relationship to work out," and it was in a question. And the reason I want to bring that up is because that's a good question. Is that what it is that I want? Because when I've had a good relationship, it seems to just completely explode and not work out.
It's usually what happens in relationships now. For some reason, Tracy, you can keep friendships for a good time. I don't know for women's side, or even whoever you date, it's...
Yeah, and anyone can comment on this.
This is two people with dicks here. It's not really a good explanation here.
Exactly. If any woman, if any of you female listeners can put in your opinion on all of this, if not just...
I know we have female followers, so...
We do have female followers, we know this. But if you can put any sort of opinion, even a story, or if you want to be on the show, or whatever, just comment it to us, and we'll send you an email, or whatever. We will definitely do that.
Yes, and
we really appreciate you guys listening, by the way.
We do. We love you all, basically.
No, we really do. That's actually a good way to put it. We really do, because when we started this, we didn't think anything was really going to happen out of it. And
it's just this for shits and giggles, just to, and it became a bonding experience with me and Tris here, because you want to know what happened before me and Tris did this. We were sporadic in IM messaging.
Yeah, exactly. And when we started this, and we actually started becoming really good friends for that. And I actually want to thank you all for allowing that, in a sense, to
have the shared experience with us.
Exactly. But anyway, so...
30 seconds left, Tris.
Exactly. I was actually about to close it up. So we'll see you all on the next episode of Mosaic Minds. I'm going to win with a beer.
You're going to beer, bro. There's not going to be any end music. I'm just going to cut out to the next episode like I did last time. So see you all next episode.